children do observe everything that you see and do. So if a child is rude, it's often because they observe rudeness. They see the other person. I think it's wrong to blame a child's behavior on anybody. I think both parents need to look at themselves. I think a lot of the reason that children misbehave is because people don't give them limits. Limits, yeah. I mean, parenting is about love and limits. You know, first of all, mothers, your child will not die if every now and then they have a sweet, or even if over the weekend when the grandparents have them, they have too many sweets. Yes, they may be a little bit hyper afterwards, but many grandparents, I don't spoil my grandsons. It's very interesting. My daughter and I parent very similarly, and I'm very fortunate that way. In fact, sometimes my grandsons will say to me, "Mommy says that to us too." But, you know, you have to relax your own standards sometimes and realize that the grandparents give your children something that you can't possibly give them, which is unconditional love. You know, grandparenting is the best job in the world. You get all the pleasure and then you get to go home. And I think you're a little jealous of that because it's a good deal. Guilt is terrible. Guilt hurts everybody. It doesn't do mothers any good. It doesn't do children any good. In fact, what it does, when you feel guilty, you become afraid to give limits because you get confused. I know yesterday somebody asked me, well, I feel guilty when I leave the baby in the bed and I don't rock him to sleep. But you're really not helping the baby. And it's the same thing with a 5-year-old. If your child is, say, writing on the wall, and you don't want to squash his creativity, what is the child going to learn when he goes to preschool and he takes a crayon and he starts writing on the wall? So you have to realize, you know, to me, that the goal of being a parent, you're raising future adults. You're raising good citizens. Where do they learn this except in the family? Guilt doesn't help anybody. Well, I think guilt is one of the biggest challenges. I think it's very hard for mothers. You know, everybody talks about balancing, the life-work balance. It's not really about balance. A better word is integration. You know, you're a full person. You're a mother, and you're a lawyer or an artist, or you're just a mother. I think it's so important. Having a baby is the most life-changing event in a woman's life. But you need to hold on to yourself. That's what's so important. Make sure that in every day you do something for you, and you deserve it, because it's the hardest job in the world.